Dear friends, Namaste, and that's RAMNEEK WIG in front of you. Friends, today I shall be sharing my story with you, and the title of the story is Win Over Cancer with the Help of Pranayama and Food Therapy. Now friends, when I was just 25, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer of the limbs. There was a tumor just below my neck right here, over here, and here there was a tumor, and the doctor had taken out the tumor with the help of biopsy, and that's what the biopsy report said, that I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now according to the doctors, the cure rate was 90%, and they were sure I shall be fine once the chemotherapies are done with. So friends, I got my chemotherapy done at Apollo Hospital, New Delhi in the year 1999. There was a course of 6 months. Once the chemotherapies were done, I got my CT scan done, and the doctors were glad to tell me that the cancer was not there and I was perfectly fine. This made me very happy, and I got back to my daily routine after that. Now about 2 to 3 months were fine with me. I'm talking about the year 1999. About 2 to 3 months were fine, but after about 4 months I again saw some swelling around my neck and around my right arm. So without wasting any time, we went back to the doctor, I along with my parents. The doctor told me to get a gallium scan done. At that time we didn't have a CT PET scan. The gallium scan was a scan to know whether any activity is present in the body or not. So the doctor told me to get a gallium scan done. I got my gallium scan done at New Delhi, and the scan said that the cancer had come back, and this time it was very aggressive. The cancer had been it was in the chest region and in the abdominal region. Now according to the doctors here in India at Apollo Hospital, New Delhi, bone marrow transplant was the best way out, since the normal chemotherapies were not working on me. So the doctor suggested that I should go to the United States or Singapore or London for a bone marrow transplant, because at that time in India, this is about the year 1999 end, too many bone marrow transplants were not taking place. So the doctors recommended me to go to the West for a bone marrow transplant. I, along with my parents, decided to go to the US for a bone marrow transplant. So we landed up at California, Los Angeles. That's where my aunt stays. She suggested a hospital over there by the name of UCI Medical Center, University of California, Irvine Medical Center. This was at Orange County, Los Angeles. Now going to the center, it was great. The director of the center was Dr. Winston Ho. He saw all my reports, and according to him, a bone marrow transplant was the best way out under such circumstances. So the next couple of days I got my test done, and after that I was told about the procedure of the transplant. The procedure of the transplant was as follows. They told me that they would insert a catheter just below my neck around here, and then after that they would be taking out a few packets of stem cells from me. Stem cells are a part of the blood cells, so they would be taking out a few packets of blood from me, and then they would reprocess those stem cells, and once the stem cells were taken out, I would be given 7 days and 7 nights of continuous chemotherapy. The 8th day would be the rest day, and the 9th day the reprocessed stem cells would be transferred back into my body through the same catheter. In all, the doctors suggested that it would be about a 15-day stay in the hospital at UCI Medical Center, Orange County. Now we did as actually told by the doctors, and the next weekend I was admitted to the hospital, and as they had said, the catheter was inserted to me just below the neck, and they took out my stem cells, and then the very next day I was shifted to the hospital in the ICU ward, which they call as neutropenic zone. Now as suggested by the doctors, I was given 7 days and 7 nights of continuous chemotherapy. The 8th day was the rest day, and the 9th day they reinserted those processed stem cells back into me through the same catheter. And it was about, I guess, the 15th day when the new marrow started working. So in all I was in hospital for about 21 days. After my hospital stay, the doctor told me to report back to the hospital after about a month because they wanted to give me more radiotherapy around the region where cancer was more concentrated earlier. So I got back to my aunt's place for 1 month, and then after that I reported back to the same hospital. Now I was given 25 settings of radiotherapy. Now the radiotherapy was just as a safety measure because they didn't want to take any chances. They thought that even if one cancer cell was left, that should go away. So I was given 25 cycles of radiotherapy, and after that the doctor got my CT scan done. The doctors were quite happy to see that there was no cancer present, and he congratulated me saying, "Mr. Wig, you got a new life now." So that was the good news to me. But anyhow, I came back down to India and I got back to my daily routine, my normal daily practices. But 2000 and 2001, 2002, 2003 up till about end was good with me. But about the end of 2003, I again started feeling some sort of uncomfortable thing coming up with me. The scar was there, which I had earlier. I mean, you remember I did tell you that I got my biopsy done in the year 1998. So the scar was just there below my neck region here. The scar was there. So from that scar region, some sort of pus mucus discharge started coming out, and I got quite concerned that why this pus started coming out from the scar. Along with that, I also started having some swelling just below my neck and in my armpit. So without wasting any time, I went back to my oncologist at Apollo. The doctor thought that it was probably tuberculosis, so he put me on to anti-tubercular treatment. He said normally post-cancer people get tuberculosis, and he put me on to tuberculosis treatment. However, that was not correct. It was not tuberculosis. The doctors had gone wrong. So anyhow, the doctors had put me on tuberculosis treatment, but since it was not tuberculosis, my position started worsening as the days progressed. Now from this area just below my neck right here, this region, more and more pus started coming out, and I felt really bad. Even my arms started swelling a lot, and I was on to a lot of painkillers. Soon my position became even bad, and before I could understand, my collarbone right here, it broke down. This collarbone broke down over here, and about half a glass of pus started coming out from this region. Ultimately, the situation became so bad that a narrow passage tunnel-like thing came up right from my collarbone to the region just below my armpit, so that you could put in a pen from here and take it out from here. The entire area was hollow and empty. There was no collarbone here, and the entire area was hollow and empty. So, and even on my back region, many tumors started coming up. The situation became so uncomfortable that I couldn't even sleep on a normal bed. So I had to sleep on an airbag because of a lot of tumors all across my back region, and it was really becoming bad to worse every day. Finally, the doctors really gave up. At Apollo Hospital, they told my parents that your son has got a relapse of cancer, and even the bone marrow transplant has failed on your son. So that was really bad news for us. The doctor said that this is the last stage of cancer, and you can even take a photograph of your son because that might be helpful in the chotha for performing the last rituals, because your son doesn't have more life left with him. He just has probably 1 month to go, and the cancer has spread all across the body. So finally the doctors put in a 1 meter cloth of betadine, and they inserted the cloth right here because there was no skin over here. They inserted a cloth along with betadine and packed this entire region. So ultimately I was shifted back to my home because the doctor said there's no point being in the hospital and getting unnecessary bills. So go back to your home, and your son has just got about 1 month to live. This is, I'm talking about the year 2004, January. So I told my parents that I would love to live, and I really want to live, and I think if anyone on this world can get cured of cancer, I'll be the first one too. I was sure that with God's help, I can be cured of cancer. I told my parents that we're not going to lose hope, we're not going to give up, and we are going to fight this disease. And I had a great positive attitude towards life. I said, Papa, I'm going to live. I'm not going to die of cancer. And if even one person can survive of cancer, I'll be that first 1%. So what we did was we spoke to my aunt in the United States, and she consulted UCI Medical Center where the transplant had taken place. But the UCI gave us no hope. According to UCI, they could just offer palliative care. They gave no hope at all. But my aunt also, she did as was told by us, and she contacted another hospital in the United States in Los Angeles known by the name of USC Medical Center. That was University of Southern California Medical Center, Los Angeles. Now that was more like a research center, and they showed some positive inputs seeing my case. They told my aunt that we could come to the United States and they could try some research treatment on me. However, they clarified one thing, that there are many international patients coming to our hospital and being tried on these research treatments, but none of them has been able to survive for more than 6 months. So they gave a ray of hope that yes, they could try some research treatment onto me, but alongside they made it very clear that the research treatment could maximum give me a life of 6 months and not more than that. And they further added that the cure rate was not even 1% in my case now. So all what I had is 6 months of life, and that was only if that research treatment worked on me. So anyway, getting some ray of hope, I decided with my parents to take a chance and go to the United States. I, along with my father and mother, we took a first-class fare ticket because I couldn't be on a normal economy fare ticket. I had a lot of antibiotic bottles all across me, and there was 1 meter of cloth right from ear to ear, and there was a lot of pus oozing out from this area just below my neck. So we took a first-class fare ticket and went to the United States. My aunt was there at LAX International Airport to receive me. She drove us directly from the airport to USC Medical Center. Now reaching the center, they examined me and they were quite surprised to see me. The doctor, the head of the department over there said, "Mr. Wig, I've never seen such a case in my life. I can put my hand from here and take it out from here. You're all hollow from inside. And the doctors in India are so very correct. You just have about 1 month to go." The doctor again reiterated that I could try some research treatment onto you, but that would maximum give you a life of 6 months. Moreover, he again made it clear the cure rate is not even 1% with you, Mr. Wig. But since that was the only ray of hope for us, we said, "Yes, doctor, please try the treatment onto me, and we'll shift to the hospital straight away." So we were shifted to the hospital the very day, and from that day onwards, the doctor started giving me chemotherapy. Chemotherapy was being given to me on the day 1, day 4, and day 7. So I was input into the hospital, and as soon as the chemotherapies were being given, I could feel better and better. They used to give me chemotherapy regularly. My mom and dad, they were all by my side trying to help me, trying to take good care of me, and trying to give me all what I wanted, all amount of love. But anyhow, I knew my parents were scared because they thought that I might just die, who knows. But they were great and they were helping me all the way. So I was there in the hospital and they were giving me chemotherapies regularly, but soon and soon I could feel my position improving. After about 15 to 20 days, I could feel as if those tumors, those nodes were shrinking, and I could feel more comfortable sleeping also, because my back, the nodes at my back had really shrunk down. I could feel comfortable sleeping. So soon the days passed by, and it was about 2 months I was there in that hospital. After about 2 months, the doctor said that this is all what we can do for you, Mr. Wig, and you can go back to your country, and according to us, the cancer would come back within the next 6 months. They didn't even do any scans on me because they were sure the cancer would come back within the next 6 months. That's the reason they didn't want to unnecessarily do any scans on me. So hearing this, we felt a little bit sad that we had spent so much, but the doctors were sure the cancer would come back within the next 6 months, and the cure rate was not even 1%. But anyhow, we had some time at least in hand. So I came down back to India, and this time I decided that, well, I have got to change my life pattern now. According to the doctors, I don't have 1% cure rate, but he said that I might live for 6 months. So I thought that let me change my life pattern now and let me make a different routine for myself. Now friends, here I'd like to mention that while I was doing my normal work, I was also fond of yoga and naturopathy a lot. So along with my law practice, that's what I was by profession, along with my law practice, I used to do I had done a course called Diploma in Yoga and Naturopathy from Lal Bahadur Shastri University, New Delhi. And I had come first in the university, and they had also given me a gold medal for that course. But that was just as a matter of hobby. I had just done that course because my mom and dad, they were always so fond of yoga, so they had told me to do a course, and I had done that course. But now, since I didn't have much life left with me, I thought to let me get deeper and deeper into yoga and naturopathy, what I had learned in my course. So friends, here, coming back from the United States in the month of about March 2014, March 2004, I made a set of pranayamas for myself, and I made a set of 15 pranayamas for myself and named them as mind, body, soul pranayamas. This, friends, I'm talking about the year 2004, after I had come back from the United States. So friends, coming back from the United States in the year 2004 after the research treatment, I made a set of 15 pranayamas for myself and started practicing them regularly, 1 hour morning and 1 hour evening. I also started exploring the healing power of various foodstuffs. I had learned in my naturopathy course that food could be like a medicine, and it had great healing powers. So I started taking a lot of antioxidants in my diet, and I started exploring the healing power of various foodstuffs. I was very regular with my pranayama practice, and I never missed a single day. Soon I realized that my position was improving, my energy levels were going up, and my weight was increasing. I could understand from inside, feel from inside that yes, I'm doing good. Soon time passed by, and I went back to my doctor for a follow-up checkup to the United States after 6 months. This is about August 2004. The doctor in the United States at USC Medical Center was quite surprised to see me. They said, "Mr. Wig, you're still there." I said, "Yes, doc, I'm still there in front of you." Doctors were quite surprised to see me. He got my CT scan done, and he saw that there was no cancer present in me. He also got my lung functioning test done, and he was quite surprised. He said, "Mr. Wig, your right lung was just working 20% when you went back to India from the United States, because there were a lot of fibroids present in your right lung. But right now, both your lungs are working 100%, and you're doing great." The doctor said, "Mr. Wig, have you been up to some Ayurveda or homeopathy or some sort of alternative therapy?" I replied, "No." I said, "Doctor, I'm just doing pranayama, and I'm very careful of my eating habits. You could call that food therapy. I'm trying to take in a lot of antioxidants, and I'm exploring the healing power of various foodstuffs on me." So the doctor was quite happy, and he said, "Mr. Wig, fine, you're doing great, and if you're still there, you get back to me after 6 months." The doctors were not aware of the healing powers of pranayama and food therapy. So the doctor said, "Mr. Wig, if you're still there, you get back to me after 6 months." So anyhow, friends, I came down back to India, and I was doing the same pranayamas, the set of 15 pranayamas morning and evening, and being very cautious of my eating habits. Soon time passed by, and I went back to my doctor after 6 months to the United States. The doctors again got my all scans done, and there was no cancer present in me. So friends, I continuously kept on going to doctors for about 7-8 years, and now it's been over 10 years, the cancer never came back. And that is all because of pranayama and food therapy. Right now, friends, also I do the same set of pranayamas, 15 in the morning and 15 at night, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night, and I'm very cautious of my eating habits. I try to take in a lot of antioxidants. I try to explore the healing power of spices, fruits, vegetables, salads, nuts, juices, and that all has really helped me to be healthy. Now it's been over 10 years, I'm cancer free, and I'm doing great. Friends, now I take individual classes on pranayama and food therapy at my center at E488 Greater Kailash Path 2, New Delhi. I also take individual classes over the Skype, Google Hangouts, and over the telephone. These are for those people who are not able to come to my center, so they take individual classes from me over the Skype, over the Google Hangouts, or over the telephone. I also take a couple of courses over the internet and individually at my center. The following courses like basic course on pranayama, basic course on pranayama and food therapy, disease specific course on pranayama, disease specific course on pranayama and food therapy, advanced course on pranayama, and basic course on meditation. These are the courses I also take at my center all these courses are personalized, so you can fix your date and time of the classes. You can also take all these classes and courses over the internet or Skype or Google Hangout or through telephone. Apart from this, friend, I also now take personalized workshops on the miracles of pranayama and food therapy. These workshops are for groups, for individuals, for schools, for colleges, for institutions, for companies, for corporate houses. So I take all these workshops now. So friends, if you're interested in any kind of personalized workshops, kindly give me a call. I have written about 13 books now on different subjects, including pranayama, food therapy, meditation, self-help, happiness, positive thinking. Some of my popular books are like The Miracles of Pranayama, Pranayam Ke Chamatkar, Pranayama to Beat Stress, Pranayama Dwara Tanav Ko Mat, Win Over Cancer, Cancer Ko Mat, Happiness Lies in Your Attitude, These Secrets of Happiness, These Secrets of Good Health, Believe in Being a Winner, Pranayam Ke Chamatkar, and Be Happy Every Day, a book of daily motivations and inspirations. Friends, for further details, you can directly contact me for my counseling sessions, for individual classes, for personalized courses, for workshops. You can directly contact me. My personal cell number is +91 98 101 78140. You can also contact me at +91 99 101 78140. I live at New Delhi at Greater Kailash Part 2. I have a Facebook page also. You can check that out. It's called facebook.com/The Miracles of Pranayama. I have my website. You can check that out. That's www.ramneekwig.com, as in www.ramneekwig.com. I'm on YouTube also. You can check me out over there. My YouTube address is youtube.com/Yoga Guru Ramneek Wig. Friends, it was nice talking to you, and if you have any problems, any complaints, you can always talk to me. I'm always there with you. Namaste friends, and have a great day ahead.